Okay, guys, so here it is again, these words that you're going to be using a lot. You want to memorize what these words mean because you're going to see it again in Algebra 2 next year. If you go to college, these are words that you must know. The y-intercept, again, is the point where it crosses the y-axis, right here. X-intercept is the point where it crosses the x-axis. Usually there's two, here and here. The vertex is the point where, it bends and starts going in the different direction. And the axis of symmetry is the point where it is divided in half evenly. Okay, here are those same points, but for a parabola that is opening upwards. This parabola is opening upwards. So again, x-axis. By the way, those are also called solutions, zeros, or roots. Axis of symmetry cuts it in half. Vertex, the point where it starts bending in the other direction. And y-intercept, the point where it crosses the y-axis. I know there's a lot of arrows going on here, but just make sense of what's going on. This is the x-axis, the y-axis, the parabola's here, and then there's like arrows everywhere. But just get familiar, recognizing it, and not being overwhelmed or confused with all the lines. You guys got this. Okay, so like I said, the x-intercepts, the point where it crosses the x-axis, are also called solutions, are also called zeros, or are also called roots. And all these four words are interchangeable. So watch out and just be aware that they all mean the same thing. Okay, guys, so I repeated that several times. So I guarantee you that's going to be on the test. So let's do a little mock test here. You need to memorize the parts of a parabola, so I'm going to test you on it. What is this? It's a point. Well, again, sometimes you just have to take a step back and make sense of what's going on here. There's a lot of going on with the arrows and this and that. But this is the y-axis, and this is the x-axis, and we know that because it's 0, 0 here. So that's where they're intersecting. And the parabola is here in blue. So the first box is pointing to this. What is this point where it crosses the y-axis? I don't know if you answered or not. I hope you did. It's the y-intercept. What about here? The point where it crosses the x-axis. These 2 points are the x-intercept. Or they're also called, what are the 3 other ways that we can call the x-intercepts? Okay, I'm not going to answer that so you can figure it out. What about this here that's right in the middle of the parabola? What is that called? Okay, and finally, what is this point here, the lowest point? Okay, so those words from the vocabulary is what you need to know. One more thing that I just realized I forgot to say. The lowest point, yes, is the vertex, but it's also called the minimum point. And when the parabola is going this way, then it would be the maximum point. Okay, just a quick. Okay, so another thing that you need to know is that parabolas either open upward or downward. When they're opening downward, they have a maximum. When they are opening upward, they have a minimum. Okay, now, okay,